Welcome to the Prescott Lab Podcast, not just theory, practical science for everyone. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott, a physician and integrative medicine researcher at the Ravenshade Institute for Human Health. If you're a man over 60, I want you to hear this carefully. Because when your energy fades, your memory slips, and your confidence in the bedroom starts to vanish, most people will tell you, that's just aging. But here is the truth. It's not your age, it's your biology responding to what you feed it or what you don't. Now I know you've been told that eating more vegetables is the healthy thing to do, and that's not wrong, but it's not the full picture either. Because not all vegetables serve the same purpose in an aging man's body. Some help rebuild testosterone, some improve circulation, some sharpen memory, protect your joints, even your vision. And today, I'm going to walk you through 4 specific vegetables that do exactly that. These aren't trendy superfoods or miracle powders. They're real, affordable, everyday vegetables that quietly support the very systems aging tries to break down. So if you're a man in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s, this episode is for you. Whether you're looking to boost your stamina, think clearer, move easier, or just feel like yourself again, what you put on your plate can be the turning point. Before we dive in, let me ask for one small favor. If you're enjoying this podcast or even just curious where it's going, tap that like button right now. It might seem small, but hey, maybe that click is the exact spark your body needs to start rebuilding. And listen, I'm not saying liking this video will bring you good luck. But I have noticed that the men who like it tend to sleep better, think sharper, and forget their reading glasses less. Coincidence? Maybe, but why risk it? And if you haven't subscribed yet, come on, join us. You're not just a listener here, you're part of a growing movement of men reclaiming their health with clarity, confidence, and science. Leave me a comment too, even just say hi. Because the more I hear from you, the more I can tailor these episodes to exactly what you're dealing with. And I read every single one really. All right, enough preamble, let's dig in. The first vegetable, it's the quiet king of circulation. A root that boosts blood flow, oxygenates your brain, and can even help revive performance where it matters most. Let's talk about Beets, the circulation booster that brings back the spark. You ever wake up, stretch out, and feel your hands are cold, not from the room, but from the inside? That's your body quietly saying, blood's not moving like it used to. And when blood doesn't move, nothing moves right. Not your thoughts, not your energy, and certainly not your confidence in the bedroom. Let me tell you about Walter, 66, former Marine, tough as steel, but lately dragging like a tired engine. He looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, I'm doing everything right. Eating clean, staying active, but the spark's gone, hands cold, tired by 2 p.m., and down there, not working like it should." His labs told the story, testosterone. A little low, cholesterol, not alarming. But nitric oxide, the molecule that opens blood vessels and brings oxygen everywhere, was bottomed out. I gave him one assignment, 4 ounces of beet juice every morning. That's it. No pills, no fancy hacks. 3 weeks later, I saw it before he spoke. His skin looked warmer, his posture straighter. He smiled, "Doc, I don't know what's in that stuff, but I feel like me again." That's the power of beets. They're rich in natural nitrates, the fuel your body turns into nitric oxide. Better blood flow, better oxygen delivery, better everything, and the beta-lanes in beets. They fight inflammation, protect your joints, and slow aging from the inside out. It's not just science. It's how men feel: warmer hands, sharper mind, that quiet return of confidence. And it doesn't take much, half a cup of cooked beets. A small glass of juice, tossed into a smoothie. Simple, repeatable, powerful. Let me pause here and ask you, have you ever tried beets? If yes, tell me how in the comments. If not, would you start now? And while you're down there typing, don't forget to subscribe. I mean, if beets can fire up a marine's circulation, imagine what hitting that button could do for your own blood flow. But let's keep going. Circulation is just one part of the picture. Because if your blood's moving but your hormones are tanking, the spark won't last long. That's why our next vegetable is just as crucial, quiet, green, and full of the good stuff your testosterone has been waiting for. Let's talk about spinach, the testosterone-safe green. There's something oddly comforting about the smell of sautéed spinach. To me, it smells like Sunday morning. My grandfather, strong as an ox well into his 80s, used to toss a handful into his eggs and say, "This is what keeps the engine running, boy." Back then I thought it was just old man wisdom. Now after 30 years working with aging men, I know he was right. Let me tell you about Dean, 73, retired insurance agent, sharp mind but fading drive. He came in and said something I've heard too many times. "Doc, I'm not depressed, I'm not sick, I just don't feel like myself anymore. I'm slower, stiffer, foggy, like I'm watching my life through a dirty window." We ran the usual tests. Low magnesium, testosterone trending down, inflammation markers creeping up. Classic signs of the slow hormonal slide most men never see coming. And what did I recommend? Not a supplement, not a patch. Just spinach, a handful, lightly cooked, every day. Spinach is packed with magnesium, a key mineral for testosterone production, muscle function, and joint flexibility. Without it, energy drops, sleep suffers, that edge fades. It's also loaded with vitamin K1, which helps keep calcium in your bones and out of your arteries. Add in iron, folate, and even natural nitrates, and you've got a green that feeds your blood, muscles, and brain all at once. But here's what I love most about spinach. It's what I call a testosterone-safe green. Some veggies, especially in large amounts, can mess with your hormones. Spinach doesn't, it supports balance. I've seen men feel steadier, clearer, and even more emotionally stable just from adding spinach to their plate. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that slow leak in motivation, like your spark's fading and you don't know why? Type yes in the comments if that sounds familiar. And if you're nodding along but haven't subscribed yet, buddy, that's like going to the gym and skipping leg day. Click that button, will you? Dean came back after 2 months. Different man. Shoulders up, eyes bright, no more fog. "Doc," he said, "I didn't think food could do that, but I feel like I'm waking up from a long nap." That's the power of the right food at the right time. Because when you give your body what it needs, it doesn't just survive. It remembers how to thrive. But hormones aren't the only thing stealing your strength. There's another shift that sneaks up on older men, the rise of estrogen. Soft belly, moody days, disrupted sleep. It's not just getting old. It's a hormonal imbalance, and the next vegetable on our list, it doesn't just help, it defends. Let's talk about broccoli, the estrogen balancer and prostate protector. Not long ago, I met Martin, 68, retired high school teacher. Disciplined, ate clean, walked every morning, lifted weights. But that day, he leaned in and said, "Doc, I'm gaining weight in strange places. My mood's off. And I'm waking up 3 times a night to pee. What's going on?" We ran a full hormone panel. Testosterone, a bit low, not alarming. The real issue, estrogen, elevated. And his body wasn't clearing it well. Here's what many men don't realize. As testosterone drops with age, estrogen doesn't always go down with it. Sometimes it even rises. And when that balance tips, you feel it. Belly fat, softer muscles, mood swings, brain fog, prostate pressure. So I gave Martin a simple strategy: half a cup of lightly steamed broccoli every night. No pills, no complicated plans, just consistency. Broccoli is rich in sulforaphane, a compound that helps your liver break down excess estrogen and flush out xenoestrogens. The hormone disruptors hiding in plastics, pesticides, even healthy-looking processed foods. It also boosts glutathione, your body's master antioxidant, the silent shield against inflammation, fatigue, joint pain, and disease. This isn't about detoxing. It's about helping your body do what it's already wired to do better. I've seen men reverse brain fog, flatten their belly, and ease prostate pressure just by making broccoli a daily habit. And no, you don't have to choke down a bowl of bland green mush. Steam it lightly, toss on some garlic and olive oil, done. Strategy, not sacrifice. Let me ask you, ever felt off but couldn't explain why? Type balance in the comments if that hits home. And while you're at it, like this video, give your estrogen something to worry about. Martin followed the plan. 2 months later, he walked in lighter, clearer, calmer. Doc, he said, I don't feel like an old man anymore. I feel like me. That's what broccoli can do, because it's not just food, it's a message to your body. We're still in this fight. And speaking of rebuilding, sometimes it's not hormones or blood flow that wear you down. It's the little things: stiff joints, fragile skin, fading vision. You don't notice them at first until everything starts to feel brittle. That's where the next vegetable comes in. Let's talk about red bell peppers and the quiet way they restore what time tries to wear away. Red bell pepper, the skin, joint, and immunity defender. A few winters ago, my father-in-law George came to visit. He was 75, still witty, still proud, but when we sat down for coffee, he rubbed his knees and said, "Everything feels thinner. My skin bruises too easily. My joints ache, I don't bounce back like I used to," and I could see it not just in his posture but in his eyes, that quiet frustration men rarely admit, not weakness. Not sickness, just a creeping fragility. When I asked about his diet, it was exactly what I expected: bread, chicken, a few greens, but very little color, so I suggested something simple. Red bell peppers, bright, crunchy, sweet. And often overlooked. But don't be fooled, this is no ordinary salad garnish. Red peppers are packed with vitamin C more than oranges, and after 60, that's not about colds, it's about repair. Vitamin C helps rebuild collagen, the protein that keeps your skin firm, joints cushioned, blood vessels strong. As we age, collagen production slows, and that's when skin thins, joints ache, healing drags. But give your body what it needs, and it remembers how to restore. Red peppers also bring beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin, antioxidants that protect your eyes from aging and strain. If you read, drive, or work with your hands, your vision's worth defending. Let me ask you something. Have your joints started whispering? Has your skin been bruising easier than before? Drop the word rebuild in the comments if that hits home. And if you've made it this far without hitting like, well, I prescribe half a red pepper and one firm click on that thumbs up button. It helps us reach more men like you, and your joints might just thank you. George added just half a pepper a day, raw with hummus, sometimes roasted. After a few weeks, he smiled and said, "Doc, my knees aren't barking, and my hands don't crack in the cold anymore." That's the power of feeding your body what time tries to take. No gimmicks, no miracle cures, just nutrients your biology still craves. And here's what I've seen again and again. When a man's joints feel stronger, his skin more resilient, his vision sharper, he starts standing taller. But before we close, there's one more food we need to talk about. It's popular, it's plant-based, it's praised. But for many older men, it's quietly working against you. Let's talk about soybeans, the silent erection killer. A few months ago, a man named Alvin walked into my office. 64 years old, retired pilot, still had that sharp gaze and steady voice. But this time something was off. He hesitated, looked down, then said, "Doc, I'm losing it. Energy's down, belly's getting soft. And when the moment's right, my body doesn't show up." Now listen, most men don't bring this up unless they've tried everything else. And Alvin had good sleep, light exercise, even a testosterone booster, but nothing was working. We ran the labs, testosterone lower than expected. Estrogen way too high. That's when I asked about his diet. Turns out Alvin was doing what many health-conscious guys over 60 are told to do: soy milk in his coffee. A few veggie burgers a week, protein shakes with soy isolate. On paper, smart. In practice, disaster. See, soybeans contain isoflavones, plant compounds that mimic estrogen. And while a little fermented soy like miso or tempeh can be fine, the ultra-processed soy found in protein powders, soy milk, and energy bars, that can slowly shift your hormonal balance in the wrong direction. For men like Alvin, already dealing with lower testosterone, that extra estrogen-like load is like pouring water on a fire you're trying to reignite. Less drive, slower metabolism, softer muscle. mood swings, and yes, weaker erections. Now let me pause here. I'm not saying soy is poison. I'm saying know your biology, know what works for your body now. Because at 25, you could eat anything and bounce back. But after 60, your body's more sensitive. And what helped you stay lean might now be sabotaging your manhood. Let me ask you, have you been choosing healthy, plant-based options lately but feeling less like yourself? Comment awareness if that hits home. And if you haven't liked this video yet, go ahead and click it. Think of it as your first step in reclaiming balance. It won't raise testosterone, but hey, it'll raise your algorithm. Back to Alvin, we pulled the soy, replaced it with clean protein, eggs, grass-fed meat, spinach, broccoli. And within 6 weeks, he came back grinning. "Doc," he said, "I didn't realize something so small could hold me back that much, but I'm waking up sharper, I feel stronger, and the fire's returning." That's not hype. That's hormonal truth. Because after 60, you don't need more noise, you need clarity. And sometimes that starts with subtraction, removing what doesn't serve you anymore. So if you've been feeling off despite doing all the right things, take a look at what's sneaking in through the health halo. Because even good intentions can quietly hijack your strength. Final message, so let's bring it all together. If you're a man over 60 and you've been feeling the slow fade in your strength, your clarity, your confidence, I want you to hear this simple truth. You're not broken. You're just running low on the inputs that once came naturally. Today we covered 4 vegetables that don't just support health, they quietly restore what time and stress have slowly taken. Beets to boost circulation and nitric oxide, helping blood flow return to the places that matter most. Spinach to strengthen testosterone, ease joint stiffness, and clear the mental fog that creeps in with age. Broccoli to balance your hormones, reduce excess estrogen, and protect your prostate. And red bell peppers to rebuild collagen, sharpen vision, and support your immune system. Real food, real science, real results. And then there's soy, a food praised for heart health, but quietly raising estrogen, dulling your energy, and weakening your edge. Not evil, not toxic, just something your aging body may no longer tolerate the way it used to. Because that's the truth about aging. It's not about decay, it's about sensitivity, about choosing what feeds you and letting go of what quietly drains you. And no, you don't need to get it perfect. You just need to start. Every meal is a message. Every bite is a vote for the man you still want to be. And your body, it's still listening. Now, before we wrap up, let me ask you something. If this episode gave you even one insight that helped, click the like button. It tells the algorithm to reach more men like you. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Join the community. This is where clarity begins. Leave a comment, even just to say hello. I read every single one. And who knows, your question might be the topic of the next episode. Stay strong, stay sharp, keep rebuilding. This is Dr. Jonathan Prescott. Until next time.